Hello all, and welcome back to Operation Black Eagle. It is turn 6, January 1939 for the Germans. Germany and Russia have decided to sign the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, so I'm going to flip over our bonus markers. Germany gets an extra 5, Russia gets an extra 3, and a tech roll every turn we do not break it. So we'll start out with that. Let's go into purchases. We are going to buy, we have 26, we're going to spend 25, we're going to get 5 cavalry, 2 infantry, a motorized, and a free blue division there for when the Spanish Civil War. It's going to be a long term because I am declaring war on Poland, Belgium, and the French. And the British, I guess, too. Technically, yeah. So we got 4 countries we're declaring war on. So we have 4 factories. So gray is radar, black is improved factories, blue is airborne doctrine, and red is heavy armor. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, it's a 9 for heavy armor, an 11 for gray. Blue is 7, so I have to see if that's good or not. Black is definitely no good. So heavy armor goes to stage 2. Airborne doctrine goes to stage 1. And improved factories goes to stage 2. We missed on radar though. Okay, not bad. Hopefully our luck can continue this way the entire... Oops, dropping dice. The entire turn. Okay, let's get into some battles now. The sub in M4 is going to go to M2 and raid the British line. The sub in A19 is going to go 1, 2, 3 to A44 and raid that line. The sub in A21 is going to go to A20 and raid that line. And Dan, you'll be happy to know I decided not to bomb the British factory. I kept debating, but I have no escort, so it'd be a risky move. It could benefit, but it could also go backfire real quickly. Into Poland, the 4 infantry, mountain, and artillery into Donlaski. The 6 infantry, cavalry, 2 artillery, AAA gun, and motorized, plus the 3 fighters, tactical and medium from Western Germany will go into Western Poland. Boom and boom. The Navy will attack the TBD. And the 7 light armor, 7 self-propelled, 5 medium armor, and 4 infantry will go into Belgium and then blitz into Picardy. And the airborne will get on the air transport, go 1, 2, 3, get dropped in Normandy, and fly back to Bavaria. And then the Blitzkrieg, as long as everything goes good on round 1, which it should, will be into Poland, everything into Poland, everything into Paris. Kept debating which way I wanted to go. There's more units in southern France. There's going to be a higher attack in Paris, but yeah. So let's start with some rolling here. Let's move up the income while we're standing here. So the British will go from 16 to 25 wartime income. Far East will go from 7 to 14 wartime income. The Anzacs will go from 5 to 7 wartime income. The French will go from 10 to 18 wartime income. And we'll adjust the French at the end of the turn. And the U.S. will go up 5 from 11 to 16. So I think that's all the major stuff for now. I think I got everything explained to you guys, so we'll see. So let's do some attacks here. Let me get my dice out for marking damage. Okay, let's start with some. Let's start out with some convoy ratings. So the sub in M2 gets a +2, and I'm using my British and German dice, so we can't screw that up. So I'm getting a +2. So 4 minus 1 is 3. So we'll do 3 damage. 3 damage to the first line. Okay. Then the second one down here is also a +2. And that's 4 minus 3, so that's 1. Better than nothing, but I would like to do a little more damage. You know the coastal sub will roll really well. So that's done. Okay, and then the coastal sub is a +1. Oops, didn't land in the box, but he got a 6, and I got a 4, so that's a 5, so that's nothing. So only took 4. Well, I have that marked wrong. Only took 4, but 4 is better than nothing. Okay. So the rating is done. So we can remove these dice. That was the order I wanted to do them in. Okay. Then let's start in Poland. So we'll start in Donzlaski. So he's got 2 infantry, and I've got an artillery, 4 infantry, and a mountain man. So let's go over and do some rolling. Okay. And there's no terrain penalties there. So I'm going to have an artillery at 3. That hits. That's good. So that's 1 dead. And then I'm going to have 1 at 3 and 4 at 2. Red will be 2. Because 1 infantry will be supported by the artillery. And I get the last hit I need there. A bunch of 12s and 11s too. Jeez. Good thing it's not Chinese. They would have all retreated. And he's going to have 1 out of 4 coming back at me. And that's a 4. So he gets a hit. So I will lose an infantry. And I will take Donzlaski with 3 infantry, a mountain, and artillery. Okay. So Donzlaski is now German. It's not worth anything, but we have it. Okay. Next one. We're going to need these 4 along with this plate, and then we'll come back for the planes here in a second. Okay. And we go pick up the planes. Okay, once again, there's no terrain penalties on this one. So, okay. So we are starting with 2 artillery first strikes. And I get 11 and a 3, so I get 1 hit, so he's going to lose the cavalry. We then have 2 infantry supported at 3, 4 at 2, there will be red. The cavalry is a 3, yellow. The motorized is a 2. Yep, motorized is a 2, he's red. AAA doesn't get to shoot because there's no planes. And then 3 fighters, green. And a medium and a tactical, both black at 7. There's no target selection because there's only infantry, so they can roll them together. So, okay. Red is 2, yellow is 3, green is 6, and black is 7. Okay, we got 1 hit with the fighter. We got 1 hit with the tactical or medium. And we got a second. Okay, there's our 3 hits. So we got 3 hits, the rest all missed. But okay, so we got the 3 hits we needed. So he is going to have 3 out of 4 in retaliation. And he gets 3 effing hits. Nice. Okay, so he loses 3 infantry. And I'm going to lose 3 infantry, I guess. Not the roll I wanted there, but hey, it happens. Okay, let's put that over there for a second. So now Western Germany or Western Poland is now German. That is actually worth $1. This is done. These gotta fly back then. Okay. So move Germany up to 25. Okay, so then we have 2 TBDs, a destroyer, heavy battle cruiser, and a coastal defense ship against the TBD. Okay. So 2 TBDs at 2, destroyer at 4, heavy cruiser, battle cruiser at 7, and coastal defense ship is also at a 4 in attack mode. And absolutely no hits. So his TBD gets to respond fire. And he missed 2, thankfully. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. Finally got a hit. I better do better going into Paris, but okay. So I got the 1 hit. I need it. Return fire is a 12. That's a miss. So the Polish TBD is off the board. Okay. Oops, not in there. Okay, now the big boy. And there is no terrain penalty going into Belgium. Okay, so we're going to start with the 7 self-propelled at a 3. Hopefully we can get most, if not all of them here, but we'll see. I'm not rolling too great today. So we're going to have 7 at 3 first strikes. We got a 2, so we got 1 hit. Okay, so he loses 1 dude so far. Then I'm going to have 7 light armor that are also at 3. We're going to have 5 medium tanks at 6. Okay. We're going to have 4 supported infantry at 4. So we're looking for 3 more. Looking for 3 more hits here. If I can pick up all these dice. Okay. And I got 1 more hit. Just 1 of the tanks hit. Jeez. We better do better than this or it's going to be a freaking long game. Okay. Yeah, nothing else hit. Jeez. So, he's got 3 in return. 3 at 4. And thankfully he missed all around 2. So he's going to have 2 left for next turn. And I'm going to have everything I just need to get 7 more yellow dice. 2, 4, 6, 7. 2 more yellow dice for the self-propelled artillery. Jeez. Okay, so we need 2 hits. There's 1, 2. That was a 3. 3, 4 hits. Okay, so a little better. Still not great. Jeez. So we got the 4 hits, so he is done. He will have 2 coming back at me at 4. And they both miss, a 6 and a 10. Okay. So, geez, that was not the greatest. So the 4 infantry need to stay in Belgium, and everything else is going to blitz into Picardy. So Belgium will push me up $2. Picardy will push me up $1. Oops. And Normandy will push me up $1. So that's $4. That's $4. The Germans will go up here. Oh, I gotta put these guys in Belgium. Yep, 4 dudes in Belgium. Okay. So Germans go from 25 to 29. Obviously, once we're done, we'll recount everything to make sure we get everything exactly correct, but I think that's it. Okay. So now the planes that went to West Poland now are going. They have 3 left. They're going to go 1, 2, 3 to Bavaria. Okay. Oops, this was done. So now everything from West Poland and Donetsk is going to go into Warsaw. And everything from Picardy, along with the planes, 1, 2, they're going to have 3 left, are going into Paris, and the airborne is going to walk into Paris also. Okay. So let's see what we can do. Let's do Warsaw first. Okay. So we have a fighter. Cavalry is at 2. Infantry are at 3 in the city. Infantry are at 5 at the city. Militia are at 3 in the city. Okay. And then I have everything on these 2, so I'm going to have 2 artillery at 3, AAA at 3, motorized at 2, 2 infantry boosted to 3, 1 back at 2, a cavalry at 3, and a 3rd artillery. So it'll be a 3rd guy boosted. And then the rest of these guys will be back here. So yeah, he's got higher numbers. Let's see if I can get through this. Not too badly, but yeah. So we're going to start with 3 artillery strikes out of 3. And get absolutely nothing. Then we're going to have 4 at 3. The AAA gets 1 shot. He'll be the translucent yellow. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at 2. Okay, we need a couple hits here. AAA gonna be really nice, but the AAA hits and 1 other hit. Okay. So the fighter will die, and the cavalry will die. Okay. Not too bad. At least the AAA did its job. And then, so he's going to have 1 at 2, 2 at 3, 2 at 5. They are orange. And then the 1 at 6. Okay, he is going to get a hit with the militia and infantry, but no 1, so that's good. So we lose 2. So we're just going to lose 2 infantry. So we lose 2 infantry, and he's lost the fighter and the cavalry. Okay, so we traded blows on that. Okay, so that's what he's going to have left. Okay, I'm going to have... The AAA gun can't shoot anymore, so he's done. But we're going to have 3 artillery. So 3 artillery, 3 supported, a cavalry, and then 3 regular at 2. Okay. Two more hits. 2 yellows, so 2 more hits. Okay, so he'll lose the 2 militia. And he's got 2 at 3, 2 at 5 coming back. And he's going to get 2 more hits. Okay, so his militia are gone. And I'm going to lose 2 infantry. I'm going to move the mountain here up to be the boosted one now. So he's going to have 2 at 5 left. And this is the last round because it's a city. So I need to get my hits here or else I'm not going to be taking Warsaw. So we have 3 artillery, 3 supported cavalry, and 1 guy to 2 yet. Okay. So we need 2 hits. One, two, three, 4 hits. Where was that on round 1? Okay, so at least we get Warsaw. He was making it tough on there for me for a second, but we got Warsaw. He's got 2 at 5 coming back. And he gets 2 more hits. Why not? Okay, so all his units are dead. And I am going to lose... I'm going to lose 2 infantry. Jeez. It's a lot of dead units there. Okay, so I will take Warsaw with 3 artillery, a AAA gun, a cavalry, a mountain, and a motorized. The casualty pile is stacking up, guys. Okay. So that is going to go back over here into Warsaw. I hope Paris goes a lot better than I've been doing so far, because so far this has been bad. Okay, and that's that plate, so boom, that's empty. Okay, so that's another $1. So Germany is up to 30. Okay, let's grab the French plate. And get this battle set up. This is gonna be the big one. So he's got a fighter at 6. He's got first strike fortification 2 at 5. His infantry will all be at 6 on round 1 because the fortification bonus. His militia will be at 4 on round 1. And he's got a AAA gun. Okay, and I am crossing a river. So my medium armor is at 5 on round 1. My artillery still gets to fire normally, so they're at 3. My light armor will be at 2. And the fighters will be at 6s and 7s. I was hoping not to bring planes into the battle, but I have to because there's just so much stuff there that I can't risk it. Especially since my artillery's not hitting. Didn't know that beforehand, but yeah. Okay, so we have 7 self-propelled artillery with first strikes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we really need hits here. One, 2. Okay, so we get 2 first strike hits. Okay, so he is going to lose 2 militia. Okay. He has 2 at 5 first strikes. A 9 and a 10. So thankfully his fortification missed. Okay, I'm happy about that. Okay, so then we have 7 at 2. I'm going to set this down here because this is going to be a big one. So 7 at 2. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 at 2. The self-propelled artillery went. We're going to have 5 at 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 at 5. 3 at 6. And the tactical bomber will be black, and the medium bomber will be purple. Both at 7. I don't think it really matters, but we'll separate them just in case I do something stupid. Okay, we need lots of stuff here. Come on, guys. Okay, well, the good news is the 3 fighters all hit. There's a 3, a 5, and a 5. This is much better. So we got 3 hits already. I'll put them up there. The tanks. 2 of the 5 tanks hit. There's a 3 and a 4 there. Okay, that's up to 5 hits. One of the light armor hit. That's a 1. And both medium bomber and tactical bomber both roll a 2. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Much better. 8 hits. The rest of these were misses. Okay. So much better in that regard. Okay, so then he's going to have 3 at 3 for the AAA gun because I got more than 3 planes coming in. He's going to have 2 at 4 for the militia. And he's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 at 6 for the infantry and Foreign Legion. 5 at 6. And then we're going to do his fighter as black. Just so it's different, because if his fighter hits, then I got to take a plane. So, yeah. Okay. He's only going to have 1 unit left after this, so we did that, but that's how hopefully he can miss some stuff here for me. Okay. So, 1 AAA hit, so I got to lose a plane. 1, 2, 3, G's. 4, 5. All his frickin' infantry hit. That's 5. And the fighter hits. So that's air superior. So I lose 2 planes. I lose 2 planes and 5 others. Jeez, okay. So not great. The rolling got better there at the end for both sides. So let's start with his casualties. He has to lose the fighter. So he lost the fighter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more. So AAA, 1, 2 militia, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, yep. So he's gone. All he's gone left is a Foreign Legion in there, which will drop down to a 5 for round 2. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 hits and 2 from the first strike. Okay, now on my end, I'm going to lose a fighter. And I'm going to lose a tactical. I don't really want to, but I don't want to lose 2 fighters. So I'm going to lose the tactical. Okay, and then I lose 5 others. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll lose 5 light armor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So now the light armor move back up to 3, and the medium armor move up to 5. Okay. So then I'm going to have, on round 2, 1 at 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 at 6, and then 7, 8, 9 at 3. 2, 4, 6, 7, 9 at 3. Okay. Yep. That looks like everything should be going in. Need 1 hit. And I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. So, okay. So we took care of that. That is done. A lot more stressful than I wanted it to be. And I think if I would have waited one more turn, it would have been even more stressful for me because there would have been either 5 more militia or more AAA guns or something going on. Okay, and he's got 4 in Legion, defending at a 5, coming back after me. And that's a 12, so he misses. Okay. So Paris has fallen, which makes this turn even longer now. So we will put the 7 self-propelled, 7 self-propelled artillery, the 2 light armor, and the 5 medium armor are all in Paris. Okay. And then the fighter, 2 fighters and medium bomber. So Dawson, goodbye on the AAA gun. It definitely was worth it for you. Okay. So this one goes back to Paris. Okay, we're going to show Paris there, or France there. Okay. So this is gone. The SS is now in Paris. That's worth 3. Okay. The fighters are going to fly back to Western Germany. 1, 2, 3. Because that's all the planes are going to fly back there. They have room to get back there. Okay. So now, since Paris has fallen, you know what? I'm an idiot too. The airborne, I forgot to take him with me. So he never rolled, which is fine. But the airborne, I got to put the airborne on the plate with everybody. So I will have 1 airborne unit on this plate too. If that's the biggest thing I do on this turn with everything going on, I can live with that. That's not the worst thing in the world. Okay, so now that Paris has fallen, all the rest of these French units here in home country get to go bye-byes too. Those are not in port, so they're out to sea. Okay. And then Germany will go up 3, 6, 7 for those territories. Okay. So they will go from 30 to 37. Okay, I'm going to add these to the French stuff to clean up later. Okay. Oops. Now, we got to create Vichy. So, southern France and Corsica become Vichy. And southern France gets 3 infantry, a fighter, and artillery. Okay. And the Vichy have $1 for now. Oh, man. Still stressed because that was way harder than it should have been. But good defensive rolls, especially in Poland, made my life a little more hectic. Okay. So I made this nice little dandy sheet up here that I can use for each turn. It lists all the ships on the board. I write down what sea zone they are in, and obviously if you have 2 in the same sea zone, there's 2 battleships in A22, so it can be the same color. So I'm going to be able to roll all the ships at one shot, and even the ones on the build queue here, and then know exactly where everything goes. So we'll see if this cuts down any time. It may not, but... And I'm going to do the same thing for the... land zones. So we have all these ships. Okay. All right, let's see what happens here. Okay. So we got a 1. So that is scuttled. The battleship is scuttled. It's on the build queue. The Destroyer goes to Free French. That's in M8. 9. The sub in A4 goes Vichy. The light cruiser in M8 goes Vichy. The transport in M1 is scuttled. The second one, ooh, this is big. The second one goes Axis. So Germans are going to get a transport. That's nice. Okay. The TBD is scuttled. The 3 subs over... Oh, there we go. It looks like we're going to have one is going to go to the Japanese. And the other 2 are going to go Vichy. So 2 Vichy subs over in the... 2 Vichy subs. That's nice. Okay. The destroyers are both going to be scuttled. A 4 and a 5. Okay, they're both scuttled. I'm sorry, Free France. I'm not giving you much here. And the battleships. Here's the big ones. Ooh, the battleships. A 9 and a 6. So, one is scuttled and one goes to Vichy. And then the heavy cruiser at a 12. The heavy cruiser on the build queue is going to go German. Okay, so we will update all that here shortly. So, Free France is left with a TBD. My apologies to you. A battleship, both destroyers up here are scuttled. Okay. One of the transports is scuttled and the other TBD. So a transport is scuttled and the TBD is scuttled. We'll put that here with the rest of the French casualties. Okay. Vichy gets the light cruiser. And I'll change these all to Vichy, probably off camera. Gets a light cruiser, a battleship, 2 subs. Nice little Vichy Navy here. 2 subs, a 3rd sub, and the battleship. 3rd sub, and a battleship. Okay. The second transport, that's gonna go Axis. That's gonna go German. Okay, so battleship, light cruiser, and 3 subs for Vichy. That's gonna go German. And then, oh sorry, they got a destroyer. My bad. So that is the lone French ship is over in M8 is a destroyer. Okay, on the build queue, the battleship has been scuttled. So we're going to grab that and we're going to switch it out with this guy here. I only have 2 French battleships, so I put a Vichy on the build queue to start the game. Okay. So, yeah. So I just got to make this German. And I got to make the last sub over there Japanese. Okay. So not bad for that. Free France is having a little bit of trouble. Let's see if they get more land zones than they got ships. So the same thing. In the rules, they list the land zones together. So that's 1 through 5. And then French Morocco, Tunisia, and Syria. So they're in order here of what goes what. So let's see what kind of numbers we can roll for land zones. Okay. Looking for big numbers. I see a bunch of big numbers, but I also see some small ones. Okay. So first thing, the one Dan's worried about, Anna Tompkin. There you go, buddy. Anna Tompkin went Vichy. So that means that is yours. Anna Tompkin, Coke in China, and that is all going to be Japanese. Okay. French Somaliland is an 8. That is Vichy. Okay. Algeria. Algeria is a dark gray. That is an 8. That is Vichy. Okay. Doing good so far here. The next set, the set down here, that is the black ones. That one is Vichy. Jeez. Okay. So this set here is light gray. That is Free French. Okay. Dahomey territory is Free French. Okay. French Morocco is a 10. So French Morocco is Vichy. Tunisia is blue. Tunisia is a 9. Tunisia is Vichy. Man, this was a very good Vichy roll here. And Syria is a 6, so Syria stays Free French. Okay, so Free France got these down here and Syria. So their income will be at 2. Cameroon and Syria are what they have. And then Dawson, you can let us know where you want your capital at later, but the Free French will be down to $2. Okay, now let's put some roundels on the rest of the stuff here. So, French Somaliland, Madagascar and Company is Vichy. Algeria, so northern, western, and southern Algeria is Vichy. I think it's these 4. Not worth any money, but these 4 are, and I'll double check make sure they're all correct, but I think it's those 4. Okay, these 5 went Free France. French Morocco and Tunisia both went Vichy. And Syria went Free France. Okay, so the Vichy will add 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 to their income. That will take them to 5. Okay. And we'll double check all of these numbers later just because there's a lot going on here right now. So we got to see where everything's going to happen at. Okay. So I think that is it for Vichy creation. Obviously, I got to change out that sub. I got to change out that. And I got to change out that heavy cruiser. But I can do all that stuff off camera. Because I know I have my cheat sheet there. I know what I'm doing. And eventually, once I finish this box up, all these dice will be underneath the battle board. So this won't be taking up space. But still working on that design right now. So yeah, so the German sub is going to, German transport is going to join the rest of the German fleet up there. The planes, yeah, as I said, the planes are going to land in Western Germany there. Okay. I think that's about it for non-combat because almost everything moved. Almost everything moved. So, really can't non-combat too much. Okay, so now that Vichy's created, France has fallen, we are going to annex Romania. Okay, so that's going to push us up. Come on, where is that? $3. Going to push us up $3 to 40, I believe. I guess I'm going to double check everything later. 40. Because we are at war now, we will get the Romanian bonus and the Sweden bonus. So we'll flip them over. The rest of them I will not get. Okay. And because we annexed Romania, Russia gets a D12 income increase. And I rolled an 8, so you can thank me later, buddy. So 8 on 11 puts him at 19. So I put you at wartime income. So you can thank me later or not, it doesn't matter. The British get Belgium, Congo, for $1. So they are going to go up from 25 to 26. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not missing anything. Let's roll the Vichy recruitment on a 2 and the Spanish recruitment on a 6. I color coded them. Spanish is yellow, Vichy is blue. A 9 and a 4. Okay, so the Spanish get theirs, the Vichy do not. So the Spanish are going to add an infantry into Catalonia. Into Catalonia. Okay. I think it's time to place units. I think. Of course, if I miss anything, we'll fix it in the chat later, guys. But okay, so 5 cavalry, 3 infantry, and a motorized. Okay. So the 5 cavalry are going to Bavaria. The 3 infantry and the motorized are going into Western Germany with the planes. The German fleet is going into port in Western Germany. And I think that's about it. So collecting income, and I said once again, I'm gonna recount all this later just to make sure I got it all right. But according to my chart, I'm gonna collect 40 for the Germans and 5 for Vichy, so that's 45. I saved $1, 46. I get 6 in bonuses, 46, 52. Okay, so 52 is what I think I have for next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 52. Okay. And as long as the Russians don't break the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, I will also have an extra 5. So put that off to the side there. Yeah, so let's do a disposition. Make sure everybody's on the same page. And we'll go from there. So Warsaw, gotta be more specific. Warsaw has 3 artillery, a AAA, cavalry, mountain, and motorized. Western Poland, Donlaski, Slovakia, Austria, Bohemia, all empty. Eastern Germany has a militia. So I can't place the 1 infantry into Western Germany, so the 1 in Berlin is going to walk to Western Germany. I'll place the other one there, so it doesn't matter. But Berlin has an infantry because the Blue Division has to go there. Western Germany has 2 fighters, a medium bomber, 3 infantry, a motorized, and the German Navy's in port there. Belgium has 4 infantry. Paris has 5 medium armor, 7 self-propelled artillery, 2 light armor, and an airborne. Picardy, Alsace, and Normandy and Aquitaine are all empty, which stinks a little bit. It's the only problem about going into Paris, but it is what it is. The Vichy have 3 infantry, a fighter, and an artillery in southern France. They have a battleship, light cruiser, and 3 subs to their name. The German subs, an A-20 is the light, or the small sub. I'm drawing a blank on the name right now. Coastal sub, that's it. A-44 and M2 have the regular subs. I did $4 damage total to the British lines. The French have Syria, Cameroon, and those areas. That's it. So they have $2. They have a destroyer left in M8. That's the only navy they have left. They have their medium bomber still on map there too. The Japanese will now have a sub in P-51, and Japanese have Cochinchina, Anna-Tompkin, and the rest of these islands over here. So I gotta move them up $2 too. So Japan will go from 30 to 32. And I think that's it. I know it's a long turn, guys. We're at 51 minutes right now. Hopefully I didn't make any critical mistakes. If I did anything, it was dumb stuff that we can fix. And any questions, please ask. And we will see you next year. Have a good one, guys. See ya.